Funny thing that happened while I was organizing contacts on the WhatsApp from you guys adding me on WhatsApp, sending me your name and number. A guy called Mustafa added me, and I typed Mustafa, Moustapha, and I pressed space, and it autocorrected it to it autocorrected it to Moistafa, which I think is the greatest Arabic porn name you can ever think of, is Moistafa. I really want to thank the Asus Zenfone for this incredible autocorrect. I've been laughing at it by myself. If you have a friend called Mustafa and you do not call him Moistafa, are you really their friend? Is the question that you should be asking yourself today. Ralph Assad is saying the Prime Minister of Canada said moistly instead of mostly. So up until now, I've done two mess ups. I called a guy called Raul, called him Rulla because of autocorrect. I put Raul and it autocorrected it to Rulla. And the irony was he calls in and I'm like, we got Rulla from Lebanon. Then I look at the camera and I'm like, if you guys want me to know your name when you call in, just send me your contact and your name. I save it under the name. Hey, Rulla, how's it going? And he's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, you don't sound like a Rulla. He's like, it's Raul. So that was the first major mess up. The second one, and thankfully I caught it, was Moistafa. So instead of Mustafa, Moistafa. Now let me tell you. How's it going? My name's Moistafa. I hope you guys are ready for my next OnlyFans contribution. And of course, my secret Snapchat. You're tuned in to Moistafa. Yeah. Okay. So I really hope that someday somebody comes out and does a Moistafa character on a porn video for like Arabic porn. I think that would be the best thing in the world. I don't like this Restream bot. What Restream bot? What are we talking about? Where's the Restream bot? Is there something going on? Let me take a look here at the channel. Just to make sure. As you know, we are pretty much doing this as we go along. And I just added a Restream bot today. What the hell? Oh God, I have the relay thing on. Let me turn that off. Hold on. I'm wondering what the hell you guys are talking about. So I was doing tests yesterday. Let me go ahead and turn off the bot. There we go. Relay mode is off. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. Thanks for pointing that out. It is now gone. Thankfully. So that's good. I actually had a whole conversation about this with my Twitch mods group, and we were like, yeah, no, don't do the bot. It's not a good idea. And I was like, I agree. Hattie Plays Music, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it on Twitch. Yeah, I took it off. Guys. That's it. That relay bot is gone, where you could read everybody's comments. The comments are right there. Hyder, PSY, you got a question? Hit me up right here. Of course, you guys have to know that I can't keep up with all the comments and look at the screen and all of that. So if you guys really have a question for me, I can always answer it right afterwards on the next episode. So if you ever want to ask me something, you can go ahead and send me it on WhatsApp, which we have right here. Let me just go into full screen mode. I think it's time for us to start the show. We got everybody online. I think it's an exciting time. And don't forget, in about 10-15 minutes, I'm going to give a call to our friend Bryan Callen and then do it. All right, so welcome everybody from all different platforms. It's good to see you here, man. I'm taking a look here. Loved your Montreal show. Thanks so much, Jude Arnaout. Hello from Beirut, Elijah Bour. Hi from Hayes. Hater PSY, that question will get you banned. So we don't want to put that kind of stuff on the chat. The mods are watching. Okay. Taking a break from the front line to watch you, Nibal Rizit. Welcome, Nibal. Let's give a shout out to Nibal. She's friends with my girlfriend, Vanessa. She is working on the front lines, basically right here in America, helping save lives during this coronavirus pandemic. Thanks for joining us, Nibal. I hope you're doing well. And hello from Nigeria to Rasha Hassan. And hello, YouTube peeps, of course, from Yemen to everybody. So first thing, Alan Amin has just sent in a link from CNN, and this was sent to me by so many people today, and I want to talk about this. I found it very, very funny. Thanks, MH Foosh, for the follow. CNN put out an article today. Let me read it for you guys right here. Where's my phone? Oh, I'm broadcasting from my phone. Let me just go ahead and Google it so that I can read it. CNN, Lebanon, safe, USA. This is really funny. So U.S. citizens in Lebanon, let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys see exactly what I'm looking at right here. It says U.S. citizens in Lebanon decline. Okay, there we go. Oh, God damn it, CNN with your ads. They decline son of a bitch, repatriation offer saying it's safer in Beirut. This is a headline that I never thought in a million years I would see. Here's the thing about Lebanon, man. Lebanon has always been safer than America. It has always been safer. I mean, you go to some places in this country and it's dangerous as hell. Lebanon's a small place. Everybody knows everyone. People stay out late at night. It's a safe place. I joke about it. The only real danger is like you get bombed and shit. Like my joke when I make fun of my dad, like bombs, you see bomb coming. You hear stuff. You can hide. Everybody hide. But rape, you don't know you are getting raped until you are getting raped is a very dark joke that I have. Basically, this article, U.S. citizens in Lebanon decline repatriation offer, saying it's safer in Beirut. So, some background. The airport in Lebanon has been totally shut down, okay? And good, because we don't want the coronavirus to get in. We don't want to spread it, etc. And our country just doesn't have the infrastructure to deal with a mass outbreak of coronavirus. We don't have the infrastructure. Our country is bankrupt. Our government has missed bond payments. We're in no position to get equipment. It's a dire situation. And nobody could leave or enter the country. I got a message. I'm obviously, as an American, got a message from the American embassy. I'm here in America right now. But I got an email that said, if you're in Lebanon, flights are being arranged for you to leave. It costs, I think, $1,200 or $2,500, and it's on Middle East Airlines, and they're going to be on these days if you want to book your flight. The ironic thing is, as this article is saying right here, U.S. citizens in Lebanon are saying, we're good. We'd rather stay in Lebanon. It's safer here. Lebanon's doing a bang-up job right now of making sure it doesn't spread, mainly due to the people and their incredible ability to step up as an institution when the government fails on all fronts. And this is really funny. I'm reading this article today. Carly Fugle was with a group of Danish friends in Beirut last month when she first considered moving back to the United States. They were preparing to leave Lebanon amid fears of a major coronavirus outbreak there and tried to convince her to do the same. But the 28-year-old humanitarian consultant from Montana decided to stay. After Lebanon closed its borders on March 19th to stem the spread of the global pandemic, she began furnishing her rooftop terrace. Her time in Beirut, she realized, would be indefinite. Basically, what this article is saying, here is the heart of it. Several U.S. citizens in Beirut who CNN spoke to have echoed, citing skyrocketing cases in the U.S. when the U.S. government last week said it would fly its citizens and permanent residents to the U.S. on a chartered flight for $2,500 per person. Some Americans took to Twitter to publicly decline the offer. First of all, that's the most Twitter thing. That's the most American thing ever, that you would tweet a declination. No! At U.S. government. Responding to her tweet. And no, Mom, I'm not going. Beirut-based freelance journalist Abby Sewell wrote in a tweet about the U.S. Embassy announcement. Responding to her tweet, a Lebanese journalist said, for once, I'm like, no, America is not safer than here. Sewell's mother, Meg Sewell, replied, actually, for the moment, I might have to agree. It's very funny, but basically the gist of the story, and Lebanese people are getting a huge kick out of this today, this story, because they're basically saying for the first time, thanks for the follow, whoever that was. I didn't catch it close enough, quick enough, but basically they're saying for the first time, we get a headline that's in the favor of Lebanon, and I think that's fantastic. Melanie Carol Deeb on Facebook in the chat. It's $2,500. And also, I'm an American citizen who's not considering leaving for a second. Look, I'm in Los Angeles right now. Thank God I'm in Los Angeles. Our mayor here basically kind of just rang the alarm bell early on, and it looks like it paid off. because it looks like we're going to be able to flatten the curve here. And in LA, where I'm at, a lot of people are staying at home. In the beginning, they were going to the beaches, acting like it was a vacation. And then the mayor was like, all right, you children, you stupid idiots, we're going to have to make sure that you guys stay in. So we close all the beaches and the public parks. New York is a complete disaster. I am so happy I'm not there. I'm very lucky. Where I am is safe, thankfully. But the risk factor in America is super high. There are still areas, states in this country where they are allowing people to have church services. I mean, just gathering large groups of people in small places. It's insane to think that that's even a thing that's happening right now. It should be totally unacceptable, but it's happening. So yes, staying in Beirut definitely is the thing. I want to share a video with you guys. I'm pulling it up right here. Did you guys see the thing about Italians that I love is they're so much like Lebanese people, but with extra flair. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I've always seen it. And then there's the Italian mayor drone thing. Did anybody see the video of the Italian mayor using drones? And I'm going to screen share once again. Let me get rid of this ad first.
Your face is your money maker.
Thank you, man. Okay, so let me get rid of this ad. This is one of the funniest videos I've seen in a very long time. Let me go ahead and screen share so you guys see this. And I'm going to not make it full screen so you guys can see the video if you want to check it out. Italian mayor uses drones to tell people to stay home under coronavirus lockdown. I am laughing my ass off on this. Check this video out.
Dove cazzo vai? Torna a casa. Cacci il culo! Ecco qual è il modo per far applicare le norme. Non si esce. Questo è l'ordine del sindaco De Luca e basta. Non si esce da casa. Nel passivo.
Are you seeing this? The mayor of Messina in Italy is broadcasting his voice from a drone. This dude got a drone and basically just is following people who are breaking the quarantine order. Look at this dude's face right. This killed me. Look at this guy, how terrified he is right here. Check it out. Right there. Look at him. He's like, no, no. Wow. Wow. Unreal. So look at this. This guy has like a legit setup. They got a shit ton of drones, and then and screens. I mean, this is brilliant. This is hilarious.
Non vedo l'ora. Droni ovunque, ovunque. Con la mia voce come di becca vi dirà che...
This is the mayor with my voice screaming, "Where the F word?" Do you see this? I'm telling them, what the fuck are you about?
Dirà che cazzo, dove cazzo vai? Torna a casa.
Questa
sarà la voce del drone.
Wow. This is go Italy, man.
Questo è l'ordine del sindaco De Luca e basta. Non vi posso impedire formalmente.
This looks like a Roberto Bellicini. What's the name of that director? Italian director Roberto Benigni. Yeah, Roberto Benigni. It looks like a movie he would make. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally legit looks like a movie this dude would make, like a comedy. I'm amazed at this, man. Go Italy. So, yeah, Mario had to come out by a lot. I'm telling you, 100%. Thanks, everybody who's following me on Twitch and everything. Joseph Abizade, 100%. Fuck your mind. Woohoo! That would be great if the Italian mayor started dropping like Super Mario Brothers references in his cuss words. So I just think it's really funny. So today, two things that cracked me up. I saw that video, and then that CNN article that was basically saying it's safer to stay in Beirut, I think is hysterical. Roberto Benigni, exactly, Sirajuddin Khassaouni. Italians are just amazing. I think the most important thing during all of this going on is you guys have to remember to stay positive, right? Your mood is manageable. You just gotta surround yourself by the right energy. And if you can create comedic situations in something like this, I mean, by all means, do it, man. I mean, do it. God damn it. We gotta stick together, make people laugh. It should be about comedy. And I love the fact that you're all here with me today and we're spending time together in this live, and it gives us a chance to connect and to laugh, man, because we got to. You know, the beautiful thing about laughter is it is the one art form that is a universal agreeer. Okay, so like if I want to make somebody cry, I think you can make a list of top 5 things that'll make anybody cry, right? Just showing somebody being violently assaulted, a child being violently assaulted, will crush everybody, right? It's a meme, mayor. It will crush everyone. But making everybody laugh, I cannot name a single thing that I can guarantee you universally will make everybody laugh, right? Some people like slapstick humor. My mom. So there used to be a show called Two Guys in a Pizza Place or something. A guy, a girl in a pizza place. And it had with, that was where Ryan Reynolds made his like big TV kind of, that was his big imprint. And this show, the intro of it, if I'm going to show it to you, let me share the screen again and search for this so you guys, oh my goodness, what is happening? There we go. Okay, so let me show my screen to you. So I think it was a guy, a girl, and a pizza place. Yeah, that was it. So this was the intro. So the intro to Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. So this was the intro to it. No, this isn't the right intro. Okay, so they had an intro to this, I don't know which season it was, where basically it was just a reel of people slapping people. And my mother would laugh uncontrollably every single episode. Every single episode, man. You would see the same reaction from her every single time. She would just cry, wiping tears. And don't get me wrong, it was funny, but I mean, I didn't find it that funny. Some people might find that kind of stuff not funny. Everybody finds different things funny. I love Mel Brooks movies. Dracula Dead and Loving It is one of my favorite films. Blazing Saddles, just these comedy movies that crush me, and that type of comedy. Some people hate it. They hate Spaceballs. They hate Airplane. I think they're one of the best movies ever made, right? So you come and you start to look at comedy. It's such a fickle beast. So if you can find something that's funny, I think you should share it and you should spread it. If you can make light of this situation, you should do it. And if a lot of people are finding enjoyment from that, that's a good thing. So don't focus on who doesn't. Just try to get your stuff out there, and that way hopefully everybody can cover it. It's dire times, and the best thing to do right now is to really just dive into as many funny things as you can. Then you can also get misunderstood. The other day I did a video a couple weeks ago where I'm looking at the camera and I'm like, guys, stop making a big deal out of the coronavirus. This is ridiculous. You guys are over-exaggerating everything. I'm safe. People are WhatsApping me. And in the background, you hear this very low volume of like sirens going on and just like something that sounds like like a weird sound. And then I'm like, anyways, I'm going to go get some toilet paper. It's totally safe here. I'll see you guys later. And I open the door to my house and it's gunfire and explosions. And I put on a Doom helmet and I grab a vacuum cleaner and I do this and it goes and I kick open the door and I'm ready to fight to get toilet paper. The whole joke is that it's obviously a very serious situation. People are saying it's not a serious situation are stupid and they're lying to your face. It was so obvious because I'm wearing a Doom helmet and I have a pump action that's a vacuum cleaner. It's a Dyson. You don't need to explain this. It's very obvious. My comment section was a complete shit show. How dare you use your platform to spread misinformation? People, you come from such an unbelievable place of privilege. If you think America is better, here are the latest statistics, and they're showing me statistics that America is doing terrible. That's the point of the video. So once again, sometimes with comedy, man, you can't. Other people were like, "Are you guys really not understanding this video?" So a lot of times, comedy is a fickle beast, man. But it's a worthy kind of thing to do. If you guys didn't see the comments, if you didn't see the comments on it and you want a good laugh, go to my Instagram, Facebook. You'll see it there, the video. Just read the comments. The Instagram ones are especially hilarious. Cardu, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Everybody will get you guys in touch. We're getting ready to call our first guest. Speaking of comedy and the importance of comedy, which is an incredible thing, by the way. It's the only art form where if you get a lot of people into a room without introducing them to each other, and regardless of what their background is, where they're from, what they do, what they believe in, if they're Republican, Democrat, if they're socialist, communist, whatever it is, if they love the LGBTQ community, Alien Prod 7, thanks for the follow, hate the LGBTQ, whatever they are, if they're racist, sexist, whatever it may be, You don't know. You put them in the same room, and if you put on a performance and you drop a joke like an anvil and everybody laughs, you've just connected everybody unequivocally. Because finding the common thread in humor is much more identifiable of what you have in common with somebody else than the baseline of sadness. Sadness, once again, very universal, very easy to define what it is. Comedy, if you can find a universal thread, it means you've found a universal truth. Universal truth combines all of us together. Now, one of the best stand-up comics in the business that has been doing this is a dude called Bryan Callen. Bryan Callen is a really, really incredible stand-up comic, and he's a hilarious, hilarious actor. He's been in a ton of movies. And most notably, the movie I'm going to be talking to him about today is The Hangover, but he was in Joker, he was in Warrior, he's a coach on TV shows. He's just a really funny dude. And as a stand-up comic. So my best friend George was like, you got to tell Bryan that I'm his biggest fan. I was performing at the Comedy Store in the same show with Bryan. I do my set, I crush it. My best friend is watching. That's a good thing. And then Bryan Callen comes off, and my best friend wouldn't shut up about Bryan Callen. I'm like, you're my friend. You're my friend. But it was true, man, because Bryan destroyed that night. And Bryan Callen is one of those stand-up comics that if you see him in a special, you're like, this is one of the best stand-up comics alive. And then if you see him live, you're like, oh, he's even better. His energy, his ability to just be on stage and just roll with the punches and do everything is just absolutely incredible. I love Bryan Callen for that. I'm very happy to have him here as our guest. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a call right now, and let's get him on with us via Skype. For everybody on Instagram, leave Instagram, head over. We're about to take the callers. You won't see any of this. You're just going to see me talking by myself. So head over to Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube right now, or Twitter as well. And we're going to try to see Bryan Callen is talent personified. I'm not sorry. That's true. Mortanius right there saying it like it is. It is a Bryan time. All right, let's pull up Skype right here and give Bryan a call. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. I was with him earlier today trying to figure out his thing. So let's make sure that there he is, connecting. He wasn't the best. He was on his iPad. So I may need to call him on the regular phone, which is really funny. Okay. All right, where's my phone? Let's try again. The kid, yes, man, for once looking forward to someone other than you talking. Thank you, Ahmed. Let's see. Bryan Callen. We'll call him back. Actually, let me call him off the phone. Instagram. I'm going to make a phone call right now, so you guys... I hope Instagram went off the thing.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, brother, I'm calling you on Skype, but I didn't get an answer.
Okay.
All right. Oh, shit. He said, hold on. Let's try again. Some call center guy asks. Imagine we get like somebody doing a Bryan Callen impression. That would be really funny, right? I wonder why Skype isn't doing the usual ding, 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 ding. Is it because I'm calling? Is that how it works? Let's see. Okay. Active now. Okay. That's what I'm getting on the screen. Let's try again. There we go. There we go. Bryan.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
I'm just a man. What's going on?
Good to see you, dude. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. I hope this backdrop is nice and pristine.
It
very
is.
white.
It is.
I'm having my house. I'm having construction on my house, so I'm giving you a tiny little section.
It's I've been to your house. It's a very beautiful house. So I'm sure that background is fantastic. You're looking.
It's a mansion. My staff has been given the next 15 minutes off. That's right.
Fantastic, Bryan. How are you? First of all, how's it going with the quarantine? How are you doing?
I've been quietly in my mind resisting. There's nothing. I think this quarantine was probably a good idea. I don't know. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
But I get very nervous when governors and mayors try to outdo each other by issuing these blanket shutdowns. And I wonder if, and I think we are going to look back and say there was a smarter way to do this.
Oh,
You're destroying
Yeah.
businesses, and again,
I'm sure there was a smarter way to. I'm 100% sure there was a smarter way.
Yeah, I think there would be a smarter way. We've never done this ever, and I think the silver lining is it's a good practice run for when a virus comes along that kills everyone indiscriminately or whatever it might be,
Yeah.
and it's even more contagious, which is maybe a matter of if not when. So I'm willing. The point is, I need to be more self-sustained. I need a well. I need solar. I need 4 freezers of hunted meat, and I need lots of ammo and guns.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. A lot of what you do is about how, and let's be very honest right now, you're a very manly man.
I try.
You're
I
very.
try.
You don't need to try. It's effortless with you. You're very powerful. Were you prepared for something like this, or did you find that you?
No, I'm not. I wasn't. And the truth is, as a man, you're supposed to be several things. You're supposed to be emotionally impoverished. You're supposed to be able to take care of yourself in a situation. Really, as a man, you're supposed to solve problems, never be caught with your pants down.
Yep.
That narrative that's been sold to all of us is false. It's impossible. You can't cover all the flanks.
No.
I don't care, how muscular you are. I don't care how many black belts you have in jiu-jitsu and taekwondo and whatever it might be. I don't care how many guns you have. Nobody saw COVID-19 happening. Nobody saw this massive overreaction, underreaction, whatever you want to call it. You can't get ready for everything. And so part of, I think, getting older and being manly is trying to embrace the wisdom that comes with time and mistakes, and maybe coming to terms with and finding meaning in the fact that you are a very limited and vulnerable creature, and that you are going to die, and you're alive only because the gods so far have deemed it so. And I'm
glad to see you have a very positive take on all of this. I'm very happy to see it.
Yeah, very much. Well, I shaved my head partially because I was bored and I felt my hair was causing problems, but also if the apocalypse happens, nobody can grab my hair and control me. So it's one less cold. I can slip out. I'm not as big as you are, Nemr. If a giant like you, if a giant Lebanese man grabs me, maybe I can lube myself up and slip out of your clutches and live another day.
Is that what you're prepared? If a Lebanese man is going to grab you, it's to hug you, Brian.
Ya habibi.
Habibi.
Ya habibi.
So
I know.
So here, let me transition to this because this is a very bizarre thing. I remember when you told me this, I was like, I had the biggest face on my. You lived in Lebanon for a while, right?
5 years off and on. Yes.
5 years. Why?
My father was a banker at the time.
Okay.
And an international banker, and Lebanon was, that Phoenician hub as it always has been.
Yep.
And it had lots of different foreign investments and interests. Mm-hmm. And we were, but my memories for my parents and for myself are nothing but amazing. One of the great tragedies was that country kind of imploded.
Yeah.
And I'm sure still dealing with those ramifications. But what was amazing about Lebanon and the Lebanese, and I say this about the Syrians as well, I just had an experience with this, is that they are impossible to keep down. They're just impossible to keep down. They will find a way to start a small business in the corner of some burned out hole, whatever it is. They are the most industrious people in the world.
Yeah.
And the Lebanese have always been that way. If you look at them, what they've done in East Africa, West Africa, what you watch what they've done in Peru, they just start businesses, man.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about Syrians. So
yeah.
So it's that spirit. It's that spirit I've always loved, and it's why my parents still have very close Lebanese friends all the way from back in the 70s.
That's incredible. So around when were you living in Lebanon off and on for 5 years?
The last time I was in Lebanon, I believe, was 1981.
Oh,
it was after the Israelis had invaded.
So you were there when it was heavy, like you were there.
I was there during the war, but we got evacuated to Greece in 1977, 78, I think.
Okay.
I then went back in 81 as a young kid, and I remember what was so devastating was I didn't recognize anything from my childhood.
Wow.
I went back to the building I lived in and saw massive holes in the side of the building. I never forgot that, because what it did to me was I realized that I felt safe in that building. We had to sleep on the floor, but I felt safe in that building because I was behind walls. Yeah. And as a young boy, I was probably 14, I realized that those walls couldn't protect me. Mm-hmm. I saw holes. I saw the holes that were punched clean through. And that was really weird and surreal. I've never spoken about it until just now, and it was a memory that I'm putting together now. But
so basically,
it made me feel so vulnerable.
The walls that you kind of grew up feeling protected you just literally saw. I mean, you couldn't get more metaphorical than that. There were holes in it, like it punched holes through your
very much so
understanding of safety.
So. You know, Lebanon was a paradise. Lebanon was a place where you partied up all through. Even as a kid, I knew this because I saw my parents and their friends. Mm-hmm. You ate dinner at 11 at night sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, people would fight over the check. It was so fun. It was just always fun. I'm paying, no, I'm paying. And they'd have wrestling matches. And of course, everybody, it was all that drama that Lebanon
passion.
Was.
Yeah.
And passion and fun and cosmopolitan. And then to see what that war did, I've carried with me for the rest of my life that chaos and the worst case scenario can happen to all of us at any time. It makes it very difficult to relax.
I'm curious, do you think those experiences contributed to your perspective, where, I mean, a lot of themes that you're talking about is about, you know, strength and being, you know, the alpha and
yes. And always knowing it was a fool's errand, always knowing, but I can't help myself. Mm-hmm. Of always knowing that it's a fool's errand, always knowing that no matter what I did, there are forces much greater than myself that I have no control over. So I've never been relaxed that way.
Wow.
I never was able to really kind of, smoke weed and just chill out.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No. And I still am not. I think that's the trauma. And I have no right to talk about trauma because I wasn't in the war for long enough as a kid, but it was.
It's still traumatizing. No, enough. It's enough. You don't need to lose a limb to be able to say you got traumatized.
Well, also, you know, when you're a boy and you have the people that you grew up with in Lebanon are in, say, London, and they're talking about their experience, and they've been there the whole time, and you see the expression in their eyes, and you hear the stories.
Yeah,
that's something that you. I'm sensitive, you know, and I'm pretty keyed into people's emotions, and so maybe that's why I'm an actor.
I was going to say, as are most actors in comics.
I think so. So that may have been something that I take with me. Maybe also it's informed my comedy too.
Interesting. You know? So you've never been back since 1981.
No.
Okay,
no,
so
I'd like to.
So soon, if I were to say, Bryan, I'm putting together a massive show in Lebanon, 10,000 people are showing up, and we want you to join us, would you?
It makes me nervous, not because I'm afraid of my safety. It makes me nervous to perform for people who are not native English speakers. But that's silly because Lebanese all speak English. They all speak French.
And since the 80s, since the Civil War, it became like a native tongue there. My whole career is in English, doing stand-up there, and well,
dude, I would truly jump at that opportunity, and I'm not kidding.
My only condition for that to happen, and is that you actually bring your family and stay for a week. So I show you Lebanon again. I reintroduce you.
Dude, I swear to you, I promise, on my children, I will do that.
Okay.
I would be so honored, and I would be. To go to Faraya, to go to Coral Beach, that stuff makes me want to, it's just, the memories were so strong. I think that I would just, I can't think of anything better.
Dude, okay, then I'm publicly saying it right now. I'm going to make sure that happens. And thank you for saying
great.
what you said. Yeah. I want to move on to something very funny based off of what you just told us. I'm going to play a video for everybody right here. Let me just enable screen sharing for a second. This video is from your character in...
What did I say? I can't hear it.
Was there a wedding here? Do you do weddings here?
You're cracking my balls, man. I love these guys.
So you asked, they asked you, was there a wedding here? Is there a wedding here? And then you go, are you cracking my balls, man?
Getting when you there's nothing funnier than when somebody doesn't speak English, but he gets the swear words wrong. You mother bitch. You are a mother bitch. You are for fucking this motherfucking, he's a bitch. You know, his face is like a donkey. I don't know. They don't know how to do it. They're so mad. You know, his fucker mother. This guy. He's a fucker mother. That guy. You know, it's like I love that shit. So that was a Lebanese guy. That's what I wanted.
When you told me this, I remember we met in. I think the first time we ever met was in backstage at the Wilbur Theater. Yeah. When you guys were doing the Fighter and the Kid, the podcast in the theater.
Right.
And I had just finished my show. Yours was coming up after.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I said, "Hey man, I'm a huge fan. My name's Nemr." And you said, "I know you're Lebanese. Did you know my character?" And I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" Because this was the most left field thing. I had no clue. And you told me that character. I'm like, because everybody in Lebanon, I remember when we watched The Hangover and Hangover 3, by the way, with Samir, which we're going to talk about as well.
Hangover 2. Yeah.
Hangover 2. Sorry.
He was probably more Egyptian.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about
Same
that.
Accent.
We're like, this guy knows an Arab. Like, this was the consensus. So when you confirmed it, Brajo, so please tell everybody watching right now about that.
So the character was written first as a guy from New York. His name was Eddie. He was in a sweatsuit, and he was, from Long Island. He was from Brooklyn. And he talks like this, and he could get you stuff. And he has a wedding. And I said, that's not who owns wedding chapels in Vegas.
Vegas, true.
The guy who owns wedding chapels in Vegas is Armenian, or he's from Lebanon, and and those guys if you want to buy, I can find you anything. And for me, I can get you anything you want, mulakhiya, shawarma, whatever you want. Right now, I can get. Right now, I call for a Mercedes. You want Mercedes? Look, my Mercedes, beautiful. But this one is perfect. I mean, they are always. They'll sell you. Before you know it, you're like, fuck. I have a Mercedes and a beach ball. I don't know how it happened. So they started laughing when I did that. Bradley Cooper, all of them. They were like, dude, you got to do it. And then when I get shot, I swore in Arabic.
Yep.
And I was like, they were laughing so hard. They were like, dude. So Todd Phillips said, you got to play that character. But I was playing the guys I knew from Lebanon, the macho dudes like Tawfiq and these guys that I had known. In fact, my friend Tawfiq from college was actually Jordanian and I think German.
Oh,
he was the guy.
What a gangster mix.
Oh, dude, stud, handsome, and the legend is when he went to the Jordanian army, his sergeant found a hair dryer in his bag. He's like, dude, you can't have a hair dryer. Get at his hair had to be perfect. He wore the tightest jeans. He'd pull his whole piece to one side so the girls. It was all about virility. The greatest. He was the greatest. And he was just a great guy. So I played those. I took her to my bed. I make her all the night like that. She cannot do with another man. Those guys. She cannot do with another man. I make a massacre. Those guys. You got to be virile. You got to talk about sex like it's a war. And so all of those wonderful. Sort of macho, it's the Italian, it's the Lebanese, it's the Armenian, it's the Spanish virility. Yeah. And those things are so important to men of the Mediterranean. Oh, yeah. And I'm 51% Southern Italian. So
basically, by the way, it's you because Italian is Lebanese as far as I'm concerned.
When I went to Sicily to go trace my roots, if you look at the Sclafani household, the original house of my ancestors, guess what's written on the walls? Arabic.
Really?
It's Arabic. Yes, it's Arabic. So the design and the writing in the tile is Arabic writing and tile design. Wow. So whatever the case, Sicily is very close to North Africa. So obviously, to be Sicilian is to have Arabic blood.
Definitely.
There was so much trade. So anyway, So that's the story of that. And then in Hangover 2.
Yeah. So tell us how Samir, who's it looks like he's Eddie's cousin, basically.
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, there was a character who was Indian, and I guess he wasn't working. He was an older guy, and he was supposed to own the strip club, and they had an actor there who was actually from India.
Okay.
And it wasn't working. And so Todd Phillips calls me and says, "Hey, dude, I need you. Can you fly to Thailand? We'll pay you. We'll fly you first class. And I know it's last minute." He's apologizing.
Okay.
He's apologizing for offering me a role when I'm a non-working actor in the biggest sequel in the history of the world. And he's going to fly me to Thailand and pay me something like 25 grand. I don't remember what it was. I knew I was going to make a lot more money with residuals. I wasn't making money. I was like, "You're apologizing, putting me in the biggest movie? I'll be there now." So I get on a plane the next day. I had to be fitted for a wig. It was all a rush job.
Wow.
And I get there and I had all these characters. I was going to play him like this, someone from, I don't know, he owns this strip club. I wanted to play him like kind of as a gender fluid kind of guy.
Okay.
And I kept doing different characters, and Todd and Bradley Cooper and Renee Zellweger, they were all kind of behind the camera, and they kept shaking their head.
That's not it.
Like, nah, that doesn't work. And Todd kept going, "Do that other guy. Do the guy." I'm like, "No, but they'll know it's Eddie." And he goes, "They're not going to know it's Eddie. Don't act like you're that important, dude. Just put the wig on. We'll brown your face. Put on some jewelry." And so I did. I played Samir. Here's what was crazy about that.
Okay.
I play Samir. Let's call him, maybe he wasn't Lebanese. Maybe he was Egyptian. Who knows? Either way.
Yeah.
Either way. When I took we were working with real strippers in the club. It was called Soy Cowboy or something.
Okay.
And the women
they
were all giving me business. They were attracted to me. And then I took all my makeup off, and they wouldn't look at me. Samir is more attractive to Thai women apparently than is Bryan Callen with his pink skin and his short hair. So that's the story.
So that's basically what you took away from the difference. So between Samir and Eddie,
I guess so.
It's the attractiveness to Thai people.
Yes, I'm better looking as Samir. I don't know. Yeah.
That is too funny. Bryan, what would you say right now is the best? So right now, Complicated Apes, that's what everybody should be checking out. Am I right?
I hope so. It's on Amazon Prime.
For free, right? I think.
It's for free. So it got. I guess Adam Carolla told me it was. I didn't know this, and I don't read comments or but he said it was the highest rated special he's seen. So that's always maybe that's an endorsement.
It is. It is the highest rated special. I know that. He's right.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, listen. Maybe I'm doing my job. That makes me feel good because I was trying to speak to the fact that we turn each other into nouns. And I think we're verbs. And it's always why I get nervous when politicians or anybody starts talking about Muslims, immigrants, blacks, whites, gays, straights, trans. I don't like turning human beings into a noun. I think we're way more complicated than that. We're always changing. I'm a sinner and I'm a saint and I'm everything in between. It depends on the day and the hour you catch me. And I think all of us have, and I say this in my special, all of us have at least 10 thoughts an hour that would get us fired.
That's true.
And it's what it is to be a human being.
That's very true. That's
and thank God. So I think it's a call for that, and it seemed to have hit a chord. So listen, check it out.
The special is outstanding. I absolutely love it. Of course, people can also catch The Fighter and the Kid, your podcast.
Yes, sir. Seems to be growing.
Yeah, it's huge. It's enormous. Here I am plugging it as if I'm going to give you any exposure. Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the comment section, by the way, already knows everything about you. They already,
is that right?
Yeah. Everybody. So anybody in the comment section, if you guys want to ask Bryan any questions, go ahead. But I'm reading some of these comments and I'm dying right here. One guy's like, him saying "Kasichtak" and "Luchi" is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because my accent.
So everybody really already knows you, of course, and so there's your Lebanese side already popping up. Of course, we got people from all over the world tuning in. There's people right now commenting from Africa, Europe, the Middle East, here in America, and they're all loving this thing. Sicily is very similar to Lebanon. George is saying on YouTube.
I love it.
This is
what's so great about this. Isn't it so great about the internet? It becomes global, man.
It is.
When I'm at the Comedy Store, I have people from Pakistan, I have people from Morocco, I have people from Japan coming up to me and saying, "Mr. Callen, I'd like to take a picture." That's incredible. From podcasts. I just can't get enough of it.
Okay, so here's some people that are asking some stuff. First of all, Joey Donut says, "Did you teach Bradley Cooper any Arabic cuss words?"
I don't know, but I
Okay.
know Bradley speaks fluent French, so he'd be fine in Lebanon.
He does. He's fantastic in French. Somebody I've been asked 100 times to make you say Goldfarb.
Goldfarb. Goldfarb. That's how I say it, because his name is Goldberg, but I get his name wrong on the Goldberg.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting hellos from Sydney, Australia, which is amazing because I think it's like 5 a.m. or something right there right now.
That's right. The people wake up for me. What are you going to do?
I'm telling you, man. You guys are good, man. They were all messaging me earlier, telling me that they're not going to be able to make it in the previous episodes, but today they're all here. So
well, Sid, we have a huge following in Australia and in the UK and Scotland, the Fighter and the Kid. So
okay.
I know I have to go do a tour there. I've just been remiss. I've been so busy with the TV show and stuff. So it's
you
hard
got
to get
it.
away.
I'm going to Australia in theory, I'm going to be there in September.
Hopefully. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I hope so.
So
You know what I mean?
Somebody's asking if you have any Armenian impressions.
Yeah. Basically, if you
From
watch
Alien Prod
the
7.
TV series Kingdom, I play the hell was his name? I play a fight promoter who's Armenian, and basically the accent is, I'm trying to be American, but sometimes there's a bit, I've been living here a long time, but I still have some Armenian, so you can't really tell if I'm doing an accent or what. But I try to be very, very sort of. Sometimes you can speak this way, and you don't know if I'm actually American or if I'm doing something. I'm doing some kind of an accent, but you don't even know what it is. So
That is great.
I do it a very subtle way.
Amazing.
It wasn't very good.
Actually, that's spot on. That sounds very Armenian, American Armenian, definitely.
Yes.
Basically, anyone from Glendale.
Anybody from Glendale, yeah.
My man-
Well, remember, although there are a lot of Armenians in Lebanon.
Oh my God! In Burj Hamoud, the area.
Yeah, because after the genocide, in 1914, or I think it was 18, they had to go somewhere, man. And so the Muslim world actually absorbed a lot of the Armenians.
They did.
Yeah. So there are a lot of Armenians in Iraq. I have Iraqi friends who are actually Armenian, the Bogosians, and they grew up in Iraq, and so all of that stuff.
Yeah, they're basically right now, to be quote unquote from the Middle East means you could be Armenian, Arab from any multitude of places. Africa. It's very bizarre because of all the wars. So many people ended up mixing there.
Well, that's what I always try to tell people too. When you talk about Syrians, for example, like the other day I got my sandwich. I was in this shop with this great deli, and I was with a friend of mine, and I looked at the girl and I said, she had blue eyes and very pale skin and very pretty, and she had gone to medical school. It turned out she was a doctor, but she was working. I said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Syria." Mm-hmm. And I went, 100%, right? And she goes, yeah. I go,
Halab.
That's Syrian. That, just in case you're thinking of something else, just know that those people, and this is important to say to Americans, that a lot of those Syrians look just like you, man. I mean, just like you, and might be whiter than you. Yeah. It's important sometimes. It's human beings are strangely tribal that way. And sometimes when you hear about a bunch of Bangladeshis or something and they look different than you, it's more of an event. It doesn't hit you emotionally. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry to say that out loud. But when you see that people they look just like you. They might just dress just like you. They're not religious fanatics. They just want a better life for their kids. Oh my God. And you might have a lot in common with them. That's a hard thing to face for us. It's a hard thing for all of us, including me, to face. Yeah. Because then you have to contend with how deep that tragedy is. There's something comforting about hearing about a tragedy, whether it's in Iraq or Syria, and going, well, they're different. They already had it hard, so they don't look at life the same way. I hear that. We all do it. Yeah. And it's not because we're assholes. It's because we're trying to protect ourselves. It's because if we really face the truth of it, it'd be probably too much to bear. It might ruin our day, our week, or our month. It would. So I think if we were able to feel sympathy. So you're basically saying your theory, which I'm gathering from this, is because of our need to kind of survive difficulty. Associating with others or being empathetic comes difficult because it actually hinders our ability to progress. It's in our genes, man. It's in our genes. Human beings are tribal for a lot of reasons. Yeah. But yes, that is what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. My father one time said, I love my father because at 80 years old, he's never lost his outrage at the injustices in the world. My father's I've never met anybody who has less prejudice in their heart than my father. And he raised me that way.
Amazing.
And he was a kid from Wisconsin. And my
Wow.
mother's the same way. And my father, one time, he was a Marine. And my father, in fact, when the Marines, there were a bunch of Marines killed in Lebanon, or I think I can't remember what it was. And he said, when 21 Marines, when 500,000 Bangladeshis die in a mudslide, it's an event. And when 21 Marines die in Lebanon, it's a tragedy to me. And he said it was shame. He said that's I stole that from my father just now.
Okay.
And I never stopped thinking about that, because my father was a Marine, and that meant that hit him viscerally in the stomach, because that could have been him, that could have been his friends. And we're all like that, man. We're all like that. Anybody who says otherwise is lying. And we have to fight very hard not to be that way.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Your dad. I remember from one of my favorite bits for you, the Hornet, when
where he crushed it with his fingers. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that characterization of your dad is, from what I'm hearing, is pretty much spot on.
Pretty much. Remember, he's a giant man. He's your size, Nemr.
Really?
And I was born with my mother's bone structure. So, he just was towering always. It's my whole hang up with my size. I've always wanted to be I'd love to be big as you. I just walk around shoving people for no reason and just moving cars. I'd probably grab the back of cars and just move them. I just do stupid shit like that. I walk through crowds and just bump people out of the way like Moses in the Red Sea. But yeah, he just didn't notice things like the cold or like dogs. Like a giant dog would be barking. My father would just
wouldn't faze him.
It fucking wouldn't faze him. A German Shepherd, he'd be like, "What? I'll break that dog's legs. What are you talking about?" The worst thing for a dog would be to bite that guy.
Wow.
Because he'd be like, "All right." I remember he had to have extra links added to his Rolex because his wrist was too thick.
Wow. That is the most manly. Wait a sec. That is such a alpha male statement. First of all, that he had a Rolex, so obviously he's better than everyone. But at the same time, that he had to have more links added because of his manliness.
And hairy. My joke, and I'm serious. He was so hairy that he'd take his shirt off at the beach, and they'd be like, "Somebody put that bear on a leash." He was so fucking hairy. I mean, he's just a man.
Was your mom like the? Sometimes, like, my dad is very similar to who you're describing. My mom is like the emotional opposite. Like,
of course, my mother's 5'2". My mother's a 5'2" Italian woman who used to speak fluent Arabic. I would add, after 16 years in the Middle East.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, my mother was the one who would always. My mother would always immerse us in the cultures of the countries that I lived in: Pakistan, India, Greece, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, all those countries. She would immerse us in she would learn the language right away. We would eat that food. I remember being in Saudi Arabia and eating goat with traditional Bedouin. I remember them being tall. They had camels. They had their heads wrapped. And when you go up to Bedouin and you are an American and you're with your child and you're a woman and you start speaking Arabic to them,
it blows their mind.
What? That Arab hospitality, mm-hmm. I experienced it firsthand. Just me and my mother, because the rest of the Americans we were with didn't want to go. And she walked down those dunes and she went and said marhaba and started speaking to them. And let me tell you, man, they opened the world for us. We sat there, we drank very sweet tea and ate goat and rice. It was incredible.
Did you eat with your hands?
I never had bread like that.
Do you remember if you ate with your hands or not?
Of course I ate with my hands.
Yeah.
I ate with my right hand. Okay. Not with my left hand.
Yes.
You use your left hand for the other things.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes, it was really cool. Yeah. Those are my experiences as a child. Those are my experiences.
This is blowing the minds of so many people right now online. Honestly speaking, this is the great. I really want to thank you, man, for opening up about these things to us all. It means a lot to me. And as a Lebanese person, I'm Lebanese American, but as a Lebanese guy, anytime I can find somebody with as much influence as you that can say such positive, beautiful things about whether it's Lebanon or the Arab people, whether it's Christians or Muslims from the area, whatever it may be, it really means more to me than I think you can imagine. I think
appreciate that,
having you on today was a true honor. It really was.
Thank you, my brother.
And
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate it, man. What I have on you in size, you make up in spades in character and personality. Trust me. So, dude, thank you so much. Really, I won't forget this. I appreciate you, Bryan.
You're a good man, brother. Anytime.
Take care of yourself. Thank you so much.
Right,
bye bye.
Later.
Bye. That was the very mighty Bryan Callen, my friends. The very mighty and powerful Bryan Callen. What an absolute pleasure and a treat to have him on the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with us all. It is blowing up online. I am looking at the comments. It's just unbelievable. I can't wait to post this interview. So I've known Bryan for a while. We're both comedians, so we all know each other. You see each other on stages, you hang out backstage, you talk, and I've talked to him about these stuff. He's never opened up this much, and I'm just very happy that I'm kind of overwhelmed by how beautiful that was, man. And I'm going to bring him to Lebanon. So I'm definitely going to do that. And who knows, maybe we'll set up a tour and it'll just be me and him and we'll go across the Middle East. I think that'd be dope because I think, me and him going to Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, all those places, Kuwait, I think it would be one hell of an adventure. 100%. Guys, it's time for us to open up the phone lines. I wish we could have done it that people could call in and talk to our guests directly. At the moment, that's not doable. And I apologize for that. It's a technological kind of thing with the software and all of that we can't do. But the best that we can do right now is take your phone calls. So I want to ask you guys a question before you start calling in and before I put the number up here. Remember, this is the number. Send your name and where you live on WhatsApp to this number. I want to ask you guys a specific thing when you call in right now that we can talk about, and I want to stay on topic. Bryan shared with us some incredible experiences that shaped his life. And Bryan told us about how when he was 14 years old and he was in Lebanon and the walls, I found this to be very powerful. The walls that he grew up feeling secure in, seeing holes through them from the bombs and the Civil War changed his whole perception of what safety is. And you can clearly tell a lot of these experiences, and he just listed off the incredible places he's lived with Pakistan and India and Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, Jordan and Lebanon, all these different places clearly have shaped him. Experiences like this, we all have experiences that influence us in one way or another, that really shape who we are. That one moment, people ask me, what made you want to be a stand-up comic? And I always tell the story about when we left Lebanon during the Civil War. It wasn't out of choice. We came to America, and I was a child. I was an infant. I was not very aware, but I do have a very keen understanding that there was no happy memories from that time in America. And the first happy memory that I can remember is hearing my parents laughing. And I don't think I even heard them laugh before that, uncontrollably, and walking into their room. And I was something like 4.5 years old, seeing them watching stand-up comedy, my dad having tears down his face, my mother just losing it. And I jumped into bed with them, and my sister joined us, and we all were laughing together. Myself and my sister Maria didn't understand what the hell we were laughing at, but the energy was infectious, and we wanted to be a part of it. And my parents started recording stand-up all the time on VHS tapes, and we would watch it as a family, and it would bring us together. Ever since then, I told everyone I'm going to be a stand-up comic or a Ninja Turtle. That impacted me in such a powerful way. So I want you guys to call me. Let's open up the phone lines right now. Give me a call on this number on WhatsApp. Tell me what a story, something that made a powerful impact in your life. I want to hear from you, a story or an event, something that impacted you. I could go on with many events, losing friends to death, just so many things. So really, it doesn't have to be something that works with us. It has to be something that works for you. Something that you can trace was an experience that changed you in one way or another. Let's go to the phone lines. We got Wadia Arakelian. We were talking about Armenians today. Wadia, you are an Armenian, am I correct?
Yeah. How you doing? Yes, you're correct.
My man,
Yeah.
welcome. Just for everybody watching, by the way, if you guys didn't know, my grandmother is Armenian, Suzy Kaplanyan. So, and she used to joke that all my talent and my funny side comes from that quarter thing. So Wadia, how are you having a good time? Mustafa is now following. I just want to take a second. I just want to take a second to laugh a lot at what just happened on the screen. I told a story in the beginning about Mustafa being autocorrected to Mustafa, and somebody created a Twitch account with the name Mustafa and just sent a follow. Mustafa, you're the man. Thank you so much. Wadia, we're with you right now. Where are you calling us from at the moment? You're in Lebanon, right?
All right, man, I'm calling you from Lebanon. Yes.
Okay, so what is a story that you have that you would say impacted your life? It doesn't have to be heavy. It could be like you hit on a girl and she broke your heart and it changed you, but something. What is it that you could tell people? Maybe we could gain some wisdom from your story.
My brother, I want all of you to buckle down. It's about to get teary up in here.
Oh shit! All right, let me change my position. Hold on. I want to make sure you don't think we're not taking you seriously. Go ahead. All right, let's hear it.
I'm just kidding. All right. So my father is a hardworking man, and as it's known about Armenians, that they like to work with their hands.
Oh yeah.
So he got a good job opportunity about 2 years ago, and in the U.S. with a cousin, a distant cousin.
Your father.
And he is a yes, and
Okay.
he's not young. Like he's like 55. And times have been rough on everyone in Lebanon, and it's been just awful. Like he have pronounced his bankruptcy about 3 times, took out like 600 mortgages on everything he owned, and the opportunity he got, it was at South Beach, I think, in Miami or somewhere. So he went up there and he started working. He had that worker visa, and stayed with his cousin while staying in Lebanon. And cash started flowing and all, and it felt good and it was promising. And I at that time was like, I think 15 or 16 years old, and of course I was greatly excited. Like I might have a chance to go and live in the U.S. and all, but then things went south again back here, and my mom got sick. Ooh. And
when is this all happening, by the way? Is this something now, or is this something that happened earlier in your life?
Like a couple years ago.
Okay.
So she couldn't take. I have a little brother, and she couldn't take care of him anymore on her own. So my dad had to come back, and been struggling with that ever since. So thank God, she's come back to health and all. And
thank God, man.
بيقولوا انه الصحة أهم شيء.
By the way, in this coronavirus thing, we've become our parents, because that's everybody's like, "Are you doing good?" We're like, as long as we got our health, that's all that matters. We got our health. That's all that matters.
That's awesome.
Oh man, listen. First of all, I'm very happy that your mom. Oh, please continue. But I just want to take a second to say I'm so happy to hear that your mom pulled through. So please.
No. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say
Thank you very much.
It made I was on edge there. But how would you say this impacted you?
I mean, to have just the tiniest of hopes to be lived, like to have the opportunity to might live in the United States. I mean, come on, that just is a dream for me. And so my dad has been back in the country for a couple years, and he's trying to get work, and he got some work. And I just started university about like this year.
Where are you studying?
And has been like,
where are you studying? And what are you studying?
I am in the Lebanese University. I'm living currently in Zahle.
Okay.
I'm doing English literature.
Oh, so your dream is to be unemployed? I'm just kidding. That was a that's a dig. That's a dig at English literature, people. I'm just messing with you.
Oh my! That's exactly what my father tells me. Like, you don't have hopes. I mean, and I'm like,
I love how you just told us a story about how your father declared bankruptcy like 3 times. He's been through such difficult stuff, and I'm like, how did it impact you? And you're like, I decided
he makes the worst business decisions.
I decided to be an English literature student was your resolution from this.
Yeah,
I thought you would have said
I
legitimately thought to myself you were going to say, I'm in Lebanese University, I'm studying to be like a doctor so I can go to America or something. You're like, I'm studying English literature because you know what they don't have in America? What's that? People who speak English. They'll need me. They'll need my Arabic English perspective. In America.
Oh my God!
So are you planning on on making your way to America? Is that a goal of yours?
Well, yeah. Of course, that's my top goal right now.
Okay.
All
right.
Scratching and clawing and everything.
All right, man. Well, listen. Let me tell you something about goals. How old are you?
I'm 18, and I'm just like in May. I just wanted to tell you something. Like exactly a year ago, we were streaming, I think, Sekiro on Twitch, and I celebrated my birthday on Twitch with you. I don't know if you remember.
Dude, I remember, man. How's it going? That was you?
Yes, I'm badass for 2069.
Badass for 2069. People, we have royalty with us right here on the phone. One of my original Twitch streamers,
Love
man.
you, man. Love you, man.
Dude, thanks so much for joining us, man. Listen, let me tell you something. You're 18.
Of course, man.
I just want to make sure you understand this.
Yes.
You're 18. What you should take away from what happened with your father and what you went through in your life is that your father never gave up. And when your mother,
exactly, he's a tough man.
he's a tough man, and and just like Bryan Callen was saying earlier, you can't crush the spirit of these Arabs, Armenian people. Just nothing stops them. Your father never failed. Your father simply didn't achieve his goal. So you have to understand that if you set a goal for yourself, and it has to be a very specific target, you have all the time in the world to go after it as long as you're focused on that target. What I appreciate about your father and your family, which is beautiful, is the fact that your mother, when she was ill, your father took care of the family, and you took
directly. Like he didn't even pack, and that stuff gets me so emotional.
Yeah,
like he just got on a plane,
priorities,
the money he had in his pocket,
and
exactly.
You see, you live a good life when you have your priorities straight, man. So God bless you. God bless your family, man. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you.
Let me tell you, this is my honor to be.
No, the honor is mine. Badass 42069. I love that. That's your nickname. We just shared like all this wisdom and deep stuff, and we're like, thank you, Badass 42069, for your incredible contribution.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Man. Give my best to your family, and stay safe. All right.
Love you, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, guys, give me a call. Let us know if you guys had any kind of story that impacted you in one way or another, whether it was funny or not. Just let us know. And the phone lines are open. Is it taking WhatsApp calls? That's what it says. There we go. Let's see who's calling us. We got another Armenian. The Armenians are here today in incredible power. Vrej Ohanian from Montreal is calling us right now. Vrej, how's it going?
Hey, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, dude. How are you enjoying today's episode? I hope you're proud of the Armenian representation.
Yes, man. It was really awesome. Your guest is really awesome.
He was amazing.
And yeah, man. I was listening, and it's really inspiring how it's even like myself. I have a story to tell.
Let's hear it. And before you tell your story, quick thank you to Tom Redman, who just sent us the follow. I appreciate it. But tell us your story. So what is the story you have?
So maybe you remember me from the AdCom, and I don't remember. I don't like to say the names on the podcast, but like we met there like in 2011, 2012.
And wait, in AdCom in Lebanon?
Yes.
Wait a sec. AdCom, the Mac place.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I remember you.
Yeah, I'm the tall guy. I was the operation manager there. I was like at same height and same like.
I remember you
as like you.
What wasn't it Avo who runs that place? Was that his name, Avo, or what was it?
No, the guy Arziv,
and Arziv kept making fun of the fact that we're two giants. Dude, it's good to hear your voice again, man.
Yes, man. And the thing is, like, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, like, I'm Syrian, Armenian. I came to Lebanon in 2012.
Okay.
Early 2012.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, I came almost like with nothing, and like I put a plan I should do because I'm software engineer.
Okay.
I put a plan. I have to go through that. Like it was really tough to get there. I was ready to do anything to just start from some place.
Yeah.
At 2012, I started there. Then I was like, I found another opportunity in another company.
Mm-hmm.
Then I migrated to Canada.
Okay.
To Montreal. And at the time it was really tough for me because like at 2014 my parents, they both passed away in a 6-month period, and I don't like to make it like so sad, so gloomy, the podcast. it's not like me, but like the thing is I'm trying to. Now I'm working in an international civil aviation organization as software engineer. And the thing is, I always try to keep in mind that whenever there's difficulties, what we can get out from these difficulties, what we can make use of that difficulties, how we can force the energy to convert from the bad energy, the stress, to forward to something useful, to something that will return as income to us, as income morally, as income
spiritual,
as
spiritual income.
Yes.
Okay, dude. And so first of all, I'm very sorry to hear about your parents. But I'm very happy you're sharing this story with us. To basically, you're telling us that even cataclysmic events like that, if you keep a positive attitude about it, try to take from it what you can in terms of, as you said, income, spiritual income, it can actually make you stronger, is basically what I'm understanding from you.
Yes. Like, for example, like I remember the time, again, I don't like to make the thing is like the gloomy. I like to keep it light, but the thing is, I'm trying to point to the positive side.
Yeah.
If it is funny to say, how can you make a positive side from a death?
You can.
To be honest, you can.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You can, like,
taking a positive from a negative experience doesn't mean the experience was positive. It just means that that the experience wasn't a net negative on you. And I think that's very important for people to understand. Like, if you can conjure up something from it, then at least it wasn't for nothing, which makes it the worst thing. You know, whenever people go to battle and they say, if we die here today, we die here today, but at least we did not die for nothing. You know, it's important for people to pull something from it. So yeah, please continue.
And the funny part, like now, if I was thinking all myself, like I'm creating scenarios in my head. Like, let's say my parents, they're alive, and of course I wish if they're alive. Yeah. But will I get the same experience that I have now? Will I be the same place that I am now?
Had that not happened.
Exactly. Because like every time I do something, I remember, okay, should I do it? Should I not do it? How my parents, they will look to that. Yeah. Is it the right decision?
Yeah, because they're looking down on you. You want to make them proud.
It's like you have your censorship somehow okay, it's like this invisible controlling ego is controlling you somehow.
We're losing you, man. You're breaking up. Oh shit. Hello. Oh man. Okay, Vrej. Shit. Okay, so basically what Vrej was sharing with his story with us, and it's a sad story, man. He lost both his parents, is basically it doesn't matter what happens to you. What matters is what you do with that, right? And it was an interesting last thought that he was leaving us on. He wonders whether or not that had that not happened to him, he wonders whether or not that would actually have changed him or not. And it's weird. It changes who you are, even though that experience. We got somebody calling us now from Toledo, Ohio. Wait, this is the Mustafa that got autocorrected to Moistafa, by the way, just so everybody knows. He's calling us right now. What's up, Moistafa?
What's up, Nemr?
How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. How's Toledo, Ohio?
It's doing pretty good now. We're getting some pretty good weather during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Moistafa, besides the story I told of your name being autocorrected, which has definitely impacted your life, and will change you in ways that we can only imagine the amount of incredible things that await you now with the nickname Moistafa. Do you have any stories to share with us of something powerful that happened to you that changed your life?
Yeah, actually I do. So this year in high school, I'm a sophomore. For those of you guys that don't know, that's the second year in high school in America. Mm-hmm. And basically, my freshman year, I came into high school, and I always had a passion for soccer and for wrestling.
Okay.
And that happened in 2 different seasons.
I hope you didn't combine the two on the football field.
Nah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So, we did soccer like workouts and tryouts in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and I was also wrestling at the time, and I was getting really good at wrestling. And the high school wrestling coaches were getting really excited to have me. They were like welcoming me a lot and stuff like that.
They're like, who is this?
And-
Who is this Toledo, Ohio Arab beast man here that we got going on? This warrior, this ISIS destroyer.
Yeah. But basically, I made a decision that after freshman year, or during freshman year, after tryouts, I made JV, and I really wasn't that good at soccer, but I just had a passion for it, and I loved it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, funny story, one time I caught the ball with my hand. I play center back, which is a defensive position. You're not supposed to use your hands.
Okay.
But on the last game of the seasons, I caught the ball inside of the box with my hands.
Wait,
like,
but
I was really bad.
isn't that a penalty?
Yeah, it was a penalty, but my older brother, who was the goalkeeper, saved it. Yeah, but basically I was not good, but I had such a passion that I kept on working at it.
Uh-huh.
And on September 8th, 2018, I still remember the exact day, I decided from there that I wanted to become a professional soccer player.
Okay.
And my dream was one day represent the Lebanese national team
Hey!
in a match, like really, really badly.
Okay.
So I started training every single day. And the thing is, the head coach of the wrestling team caught on to this. And he was my health teacher.
Okay.
So I see him every day at school. And he heard a rumor that I was going to quit soccer to pursue, or quit wrestling.
To pursue soccer.
To pursue my soccer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So every day in class, he'd ask me, he's like, hey, are you wrestling? And I used to feel like so intimidated because he'd ask me in front of the whole class.
Yeah.
And one day I decided to tell him the truth. I was like, yeah, sorry, I'm quitting wrestling. And he just called me flat out. He's like, you're a liar in front of the whole class. He was like, you liar. You're really going to quit varsity wrestling to go play JV soccer. He said, you'll never be anything in soccer and stuff like that. And he was just like hammering me so bad.
Jesus.
Like, and just saying the worst stuff to me about like how I'm not going to make it in soccer. And I got hit really hard. And he said, you know what, you're not going to make it and stuff like that. And last summer actually, summer of 2019, we had our soccer tryouts, and every day before then I was training every single day soccer, getting better and better, working, going out to the pitch, working and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So basically August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd we had a 3-day tryout, and after the 3 days they handed everyone a letter that said, you made JV, you made varsity. For those of you guys that don't know, JV is junior varsity.
Junior
basically.
varsity. It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
You made it?
Yeah, so basically the varsity is like top notch.
Yeah.
And then it's junior varsity.
Yeah.
And the year before I had been playing on junior varsity and I hardly even started, right?
Okay.
But sophomore year, I tried out and I made varsity, and I was the youngest guy on the team, but I was the starting right back.
Are you serious, man?
Serious.
Dude.
Deadass. Like, I was so excited.
Dude, this is amazing. And look at you, dude. But now the coronavirus came and halted all of your dreams. So but listen, you made it. So man, people are erupting in the comments right now. So your teacher, would you say that when he told you you're not going to make it, when he did all of that stuff, what was your reaction? Did that make it tougher for you, or were you even? It seems to me that you became even more determined to basically.
Yeah, like I feel like something I have in me. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that I'm Lebanese. I don't know.
You're a fighter.
Really hard.
You're a warrior, is what you are.
Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
so
done.
When I heard that, every single time I'd be out on the pitch or I'd be running,
repeat those words.
Be doing something. I just keep repeating what he said in my head. I had it on repeat in my head. I was like, this guy, he doesn't believe in me. I got to prove him wrong. And I worked 20 times harder because of the fact that I knew that there were some people bullying me and saying, he's not going to make it. And especially somebody that's a teacher, somebody that's supposed to be teaching you and guiding you. And he'd be on soapboxes talking about how you should always build up your classmates and stuff. But he just destroyed my dreams. But it made me the player I am today, to be honest. And
Bro,
I'm kinda grateful
Ahmed
for it.
Fadis in the YouTube comment said now he can use his wrestling skills to go back and kick his teacher's ass. But by the way, if the teacher teaches wrestling, I don't think he's going to be easy. But this is the ultimate ass kicking right here, is to prove somebody that wrong, man. I love your story so much. I think a lot of people have a story like that where somebody told them, dude, my entire high school years, I'm a comedian. So you can imagine what I was like. Every day I'd hear the same thing. You're never going to be anything in your life. You're never going to amount to anything, nothing. And then my school called me and they're like, we would love you to come and, come to the school and we want to make you a guest of honor and all that stuff. And I told them no. And I didn't go.
Crazy.
I felt so goddamn good. I was like, screw you guys. You're going to come now and take credit? But in a way, they do have credit because it was their... when there's something, I think in those moments you discover what kind of person you are. When somebody tells you you can't do something, there are two types. That's a crossroads. That's a fork in the road. Either you respond by saying, yeah, I know it's going to be tough. Or you're like, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And you do it. So dude, congratulations. We're going to keep,
Thank you.
We're going to keep, you better keep calling on the show and updating us every time you win games and shit so that we follow your career. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're in like in a major league, the European one, Juventus or whatever, or I don't know the European names well, and you're a huge guy. Hopefully one day you'll call us back. You'll be like, do you remember many years ago? And we'll be old here. We'll be old people. We'll be like, yes, I remember, young man, from back in the day. You wrestled your way to the top of the game of soccer. I'm good to see you. I said Juventus, and I think I'm triggering some people in the comment section. Can I explain to everybody right now what my soccer affiliation is? Because I think it's an interesting story. And since you're here, you can... Yeah. So I don't have any knowledge of football, soccer. I don't understand what's going on. I know when a goal gets in, and then when somebody scores a goal and they're like, that wasn't a goal, I'm like, it went in the net. So I still don't understand it. When the World Cup happens in Lebanon, you cannot escape the World Cup. Like, it is the biggest thing. People will shoot. Yeah. They will fight each other on the side of the street, to quote Angry Joe, just to be able to defend their team, which isn't Lebanese. Like Brazil and Germany, like there's feuds that happen. So for me, people are like, who are you with? Who are you with? I'm with nobody. So what I basically did is every World Cup, I would Google which team had the lowest GDP, like which country, and I figured they needed the most support. And that turned me into a Ghana supporter. And I now support Ghana in every World Cup, and they are one of the most exciting teams to watch ever in all football. They can never score the goddamn ball, but I mean, they getting to the goal is the most thrilling thing you will ever see in your life. They ruin it afterwards, but I love that. That's basically how. So that's my understanding of soccer, man. 100%. Although there is a very funny story. So when I first decided to support Ghana, it was in the World Cup after France had won the World Cup. So it was they were the defending champs. And the first game was Ghana versus France. And I walk into the AUB, American University of Beirut cafeteria dressed in Ghana. I had the flag, I had a hat, I had the flag on my shoulders, I had the flag in my hands, the whole thing. And people are laughing at me. The whole place was either France fans or like Brazil and Germany who want to see France lose. I walk in wearing Ghana. The place is packed. It's the first game. And we won, I think 1 or 2-0, something like that. And everybody was looking at me like, who is this genius of understanding the intricacies of the game of football? And I was just like, it's obvious that we were going to win. We clearly have the defensive and offensive advantage. I'm just like throwing... And I developed a reputation. People were like, Nemr knows what's up. And I had no idea. It was his biggest fluke, but it was hilarious. Dude, thanks so much for calling, man. You made me so happy to hear of your success. You keep it up and keep winning, all right?
All right, see you.
Take care of yourself, Mustafa. Man, this was a fun episode, guys, today. I think we're going to end. I think it's a good place to end the show right here, right now. We still have people calling in, but it's today was a special episode. We had a good time. I love talking to you guys so much. I love that this podcast is like now a 3-part thing where now we have a guest and we can talk to the guests and interact that way. And then we can take the calls and I can gain from you. And then in the beginning, hopefully you gain from me. This was episode 3 or 4. I'm not sure. of the Very Funny Podcast. Quarantined with Nemr edition. Of course, thanks again to Bryan Callen for joining us. On Saturday, we have the very mighty and powerful, the incredible Bassem Youssef. For everybody who's Egyptian out there, Masad Dunya, Bassem Youssef, a truly towering figure in the world of satire, comedy, and a incredible story. When you're a comedian that gets issued a fatwa against and the country is throwing you in jail for making jokes, that's an experience, and he's going to be joining us on Saturday. I'm very excited for that. Of course, same time, that is 6 p.m. GMT, 11 a.m. Los Angeles time, and 9 p.m. in Beirut. And of course, calculate all the time zones from that. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate everybody who joined us today on whatever platform you were with us on. And I will see you guys again very soon. In the meantime, I ask you all to take care and always wear underwear. Never forget, it's very important. I love you guys so much. This is Nemr signing out. Take care, Ramzi Abu Za'i.